Alright, well, let's move on to injury news. We're going to start off by talking about the WWE with Ken Kennedy. Apparently he finally did have his surgery, and he's apparently going to be out 4 to 6 months. He was in a dark main event. This is a minor injury. On September 21st, The Undertaker broke his finger. I think he was facing... I can't remember who he was facing, but basically he broke his finger, then he walked to the back, and he called on the spirits, and he reset his finger. But... yeah. Okay, sorry about that. This isn't really an injury, but this is in kind of that news, is that Bob Hardcore Holly hasn't been around in a while just because he's been in hot water with the WWE. He's basically been admitted to Georgia to deal with his pain medication addiction. So, moving on to TNA. Basically, I want to say the night before the No Surrender pay-per-view for TNA, James Storm, one half of the TNA World Tag Team Champions, was facing the Motor City Machine Guns in a non-title match, and he basically had his windpipe collapse. Well, it wasn't collapsed, but it was injured. It was really swollen. The last thing is Chaz. The reason why you haven't seen him, and they did the whole he's quitting TNA angle, is because he's going to be out for about 4 months because he had a tricep surgery.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, our very own Bobby Black was called in to do a prestigious ceremony. Let's go right to the footage.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one half of the hosts of the Unsquared Circle for this prestigious ceremony, Bobby Black.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You may be seated. Sit down. Ladies and gentlemen, we all come here today to celebrate the short but impactful careers of some of the top WWE talent. Tonight we are going to induct several people into a club that unfortunately Triple H will never, ever be a part of. Just like the WWE Hall of Fame, this is a prestigious club with such superstars as Christian Cage, Kurt Angle, Rhino, and MMA superstar Brock Lesnar. Now, whether these people have seen eye to eye with the company over the years or not is not us to judge. Just to know that they are moving on with their careers to possibly bigger and better things. So, ladies and gentlemen, so please put your hands together for the WWE Future Endeavors Club 2008. WWE Diva Ashley Massaro, Balls Mahoney, It's Okay to Clap, Big Daddy V, Bobby Lashley, Braden Walker, aka Chris Harris, the Diva Cherry, ECW superstar Colin Delaney, SmackDown superstar Dave Taylor, Domino, James Curtis, Jonathan Coachman, Mick Foley, referee Nick Patrick, ECW's Little Guido, Nunzio, sorry, woo, the Nature Boy, Rick Flair, Robbie and Rory McAllister, Shannon Moore, Stevie Richards, the gorgeous Tori Wilson, Trevor Murdoch, and referee Wes Adams. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like all of you to give a huge round of applause for these fine competitors who are moving on in their careers to more than likely bigger and better things. I would just like to close by saying that it's been an honor to be here tonight, and you can go ahead and vote for me in 2008. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, what a ceremony. That brought a tear to my eye.
It was. It's sad to see all those people in their careers just being rekindled elsewhere and not having to listen to Vince McMahon yell at them all day.
Wow, that's so sad. On to more news.
Well, talking about Vince McMahon, apparently Vince McMahon was not very happy with R-Truth's debut back on the August 29th edition of SmackDown. R-Truth was apparently supposed to job Kenny Dykstra and just basically own him, and it's supposed to be like a 2-minute match. But apparently there was a miscommunication between Vince McMahon and the creative writers, and they just kind of went back and forth, and it wasn't what Vince McMahon wanted. So that was basically it about that one.
Yes, and after 3 months, 2 draftees have yet to debut. D.H. Smith, which happens to be the late Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog's son, and Chuck Palumbo. Rumors swirl that the WWE may be letting these superstars go very soon, which is also sad.
Yeah, I like Chuck Palumbo. He's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And his husband, Billy Gunn, would not like that wwhatsoever.
No, sir.
Or he could go join him in TNA. I mean, yeah, they could be Billy and Chuck again. Alright, anyway. Moving on to some other news. MVP is apparently taking some major heat backstage. That's probably why he's been taking a lot of losses recently from Triple H and Jeff Hardy and all these other people. Because while he was doing a mandatory urine test for the wellness program, basically he had to have all the WWE superstars have to have a monitor to make sure they're not cheating. So basically this guy was sitting there watching MVP pee. Well, MVP didn't appreciate that very much, and he basically looked at the monitor and said, "What, you went to school for, what is it, 8 years? You went to school for 4 to 8 years just to watch people pee?" I kind of agree with MVP, but anyway, so basically he's taking a lot of heat for that because that comment made its way back up to WWE corporate, and they weren't happy.
Speaking of heat, former ECW star Justin Credible has been working at an Olive Garden in Waterbury, Connecticut, but he's going to make a rare appearance at a big-time wrestling event on October 10th.
I miss Justin Credible. He was a good heel in ECW.
Yeah.
In a lighter and more happy note, Charlie Haas and his wife Jackie Gata Haas just gave birth to a baby girl on September 17th. Basically, she was born, and obviously she was born, and she weighed 7 pounds 1 ounce.
All right. And then Batista, he has been very frustrated at the creative team. They feel he's not being pushed right, so looks like he'll be taking a little bit of time off in the near future. Hopefully when he comes back after his vacation, he'll be pumped up even more.
Yeah.
By the creative team.
Yeah. And finally, the last of our news is in TNA news. Basically, TNA star Kurt Angle was found not guilty for driving under the influence and careless driving in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania courtroom.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that about wraps things up on the September edition of the Unsquared Circle. So until next time, good fight.
And good night, ladies and gentlemen.